Welcome everybody to a straight shoot quick shoot, where this is my third attempt at doing this intro for some reason, and today we're going to be talking WWE superstars in movies. And we may have lied to you in the title, a little bit of clickbait, where we said we're going to discuss the best movies that WWE superstars have ever been in, but fuck that. We're going to be talking about some of the best performances that we enjoy, whether it was because it was so good, because it was so funny, because it was so bad it's good. Steve, are you excited for this topic?
Santi, I may have not gotten the memo on this video because I just picked ones that I thought were ridiculous, and that's about it.
Okay, yes, memo was not received, but either way, we are here to make a video. So each one of us came up with 3 movies, 3 performances that we just want to talk about. I guess we're not going to be talking necessarily about how amazing they are, but we are just going to talk about these performances. Steve, since I feel like in this scenario, you're kind of my guest in my Firefly Funhouse, where I decided, hey, we're going to do this wacky topic. Do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
I want you to go first. You go first. You go first. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got.
Sure. You know what? I'll keep it simple. If you haven't seen this movie, please do yourself a favor. Watch this movie, and do yourself another favor. If you've got kids, show them this movie. It genuinely is a wonderful kids movie. It's so good that's just aged so well. I'm talking about The Princess Bride and Andre the Giant in The Princess Bride. This is such a beautiful, marvelous movie, and Andre the Giant's performance in this movie, again, you didn't get the memo, so I'm actually gonna be talking positive about these performances. Andre the Giant was so lovable, so likable. He's supposed to be this monster in the movie, and he is. They sell him as the monster in the movie, and they put him over, if we're going to be using wrestling terms here, okay? If we're going to use wrestling terms, he gets put over hard as like the monster that you want to be scared of, but he's so lovable, so likable, and he has the same charm that Andre the Giant has on WWF television. He's not acting, dude. He's just being Andre the Giant, but this time his name is different and he's still the Giant. It's such a heartwarming performance to see, you know, this lovable WWE character get brought to life in a manner that isn't ridiculing him, that isn't, you know, putting him in an uncomfortable acting situation. They just pretty much asked him to be himself, and it's so amazing. Have you ever seen this movie?
Yeah, as a kid being born in the 80s, this was definitely one of the movies that I did see. And the one thing I can say, growing up and watching a lot of wrestling movies, they never seem to give the big guy a lot of lines. And in this movie, he had a lot of significant lines that stand the test of time. And it's just one of the ones, like you said, he lives as himself in this movie, and it's amazing. If nobody ever got to see Andre the Giant as a person, or see him cut a promo on WWF television, and kind of him with Mean Gene and oh god, I can't even think of his name right now, but Bobby Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon, this was Andre the Giant to a T. In this, he wasn't acting. This was just Andre dressed up as a character and doing his thing. So no, this is honestly, Santi, I'm glad you started with this one, because I have a feeling this video is gonna get real goofy real quick. But no, this is one that's going to stand for like another 100 years.
Yeah, like this is actually a classic. You know, I have other movies here that we're going to be talking about that, you know, like people aren't going to be talking about these in a while. Maybe not. Maybe definitely Steve's. If they're going to be talking about them, it's not going to be in a good light. If the aliens come and invade Earth and they want to see pop culture from different eras of the 80s and the 90s, like if we're gonna show them a movie from the 80s or the 90s, like this is one that the governments of the world should show the aliens. It really is just a wonderful movie. Again, it's one of those where a genuine recommendation, if you're listening to this or watching this here on YouTube, go watch The Princess Bride. It is just so good. I wonder if Andre was drunk during it, if we're going to talk about like some of the darker stuff about Andre the Giant.
100%.
He had to have been, right? He had to have been.
6 bottles of whiskey per take.
Yeah. Steve, I'm afraid to ask, what's your movie?
So, like I said, I might have not caught the memo on this, but Santi, we're starting with a giant. We're starting with another giant. We're starting with Paul White, the Big Show.
Which one, man? I'm already afraid. Oh God. Oh dear
And we are
God.
going with Captain Insano
I
in
fucking knew
in
it.
the Water Boy.
I knew you were gonna go with Captain Insano. You know, there's rumors that they're gonna bring back Captain Insano in AEW as a gimmick for Paul White.
Yes, please.
Yeah, right. Anyways, go on.
No, listen, Santi, like I've never, you know me, I am not a fan of stupid comedy. I really am not. But this one hit all the right strings for me. It was a sports movie. It was Adam Sandler. There was a wrestler involved. It was really the embodiment of just complete what WWE creative needed at the time. And for some reason, Paul White just became from WCW. Sorry, Big Show from WCW at that point. Just did a phenomenal jobs because I just can hear that entire scene of Bobby Boucher laying in bed, calling in, asking if he needed the services of a water boy. Captain Insano, do you need? Anyways, I'm not going to go into the whole kit.
No, please
But,
give
dude,
us the whole script.
absolutely not, even though I could probably do it. You know what? 2,000 likes on this video, I'll do the whole thing. Anyways, but yeah, for me, like Waterboy, like it's a cult classic. Come on, Santi. Can you argue with me that this is not one of the best Adam Sandler movies ever?
It is. It is, sure. Is it the best performance by a WWE superstar, which was the original intention of this video? No.
Yeah, I definitely missed the memo, and this is just gonna get worse.
My turn?
Yes, sir. Please,
All right.
let's go.
My next one is my at the time my favorite sleepover movie to show either whether I'm having a sleepover or my buddies were having a sleepover. I was 12 years old when this movie was a thing, and I was already a huge fan of The Rock then, and this just made me a bigger fan of him now. I don't care that critically this movie is garbage. This movie is fucking rad. If you are not watching this and you're listening on audio services, I just gave up the fucking rock and roll signs, all right? This movie is fucking rad. I'm talking about Doom 2005 with Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I don't care what else The Rock has done, and I don't care what critics say. This is the best movie The Rock has ever made. No ifs, ands, or buts. And as a video game movie, again, critics be damned, this is one of the most faithful adaptations of a video game ever. We even get a first-person chainsaw sequence in Doom, okay? In the movie, and that's a video game thing. Okay, look, as a video game adaptation, Doom is awesome. I don't care what people say. The Rock's performance in it, he will tell you it's the worst movie he's ever made. He even referenced it in at the Hall of Fame ceremony when he was inducting his dad. I don't care. This movie is awesome. It's got blood, gore, awesome guns. It's got a gun called the BFG. Steve, do you know what the BFG stands for?
Bad motherfucker.
Not quite. Big fucking gun. Imagine that gun, all right? BFG. It's got everything that you need for a 12-year-old boy to just want to overdose on Doritos and Mountain Dew for an entire night, all right? Doom is awesome. It needs to be studied by the great scholars on Mount Olympus. I don't care. This movie is fantastic, and it needs to be watched by everyone. And honestly, if you just want a popcorn flick to pass an hour and 10 minutes, Doom is just a fun movie. Did you ever watch it, Steve?
So I have watched it. I got through it surprisingly because I thought it was horrendous. But you know what the whole worst part about you talking about this whole thing? I used to play Doom in like 1996, 1997 on my compact Presario. Okay?
Oh my God.
If you kids don't know what it had a disc, like a floppy disk. That's what this was. And I remember the cheat code to getting the BFG gun at the final level. I still remember it to this day. But all I can think of is that cheat code while you were talking. And honestly, dude, I'm never going to watch that movie again. Just dead serious.
I'm going to be honest. I haven't watched it in about 15 years. This is everything that's coming out of me is preteen Santiago. All right. There is not a semblance of adult coming out in this conversation at all. I just have amazing memories with my buddies playing Dragon Ball Z Budokai on the GameCube and then switching over and playing Guitar Hero, and then all right, let's go watch Doom for the 15th time because it's awesome and it's got Dwayne Johnson. Again, it was a product of its time. The Rock was doing just about every role that was tossed at him. The Rundown, Walking Tall, but Tooth Fairy. But out of all of those, out of like that metric crap ton of dog shit movies that he did before he became the Hollywood megastar, Doom was my favorite.
Did you just put Walking Tall?
It isn't good. I like I don't look. I like Walking Tall. I watched every single one of Dwayne's movies in the 2000s, and I marked out over all of them because I was a huge Dwayne the Johnson stan. Dwayne the Rock Johnson stan, not Dwayne the Johnson. That's a totally different person. But out of all those movies from the 2000s, Doom was my favorite. I know I'm wrong, and I'm telling you, I don't care that I know that I'm wrong.
I literally watch Walking Tall at least like once a month. It's such a good movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's excessive, anyways. But all right.
All right. Anyways, so my turn, I guess. And as I said, I kind of missed the memo, but now that I've thought about this one actually fits. Because it's a great movie. Ish. And it has a wrestler in it. And the wrestler actually performs very well. And I tried to not pick a movie in this list that had The Rock in it. And after thinking it through, The Rock's in it. And I picked Fighting with My Family.
How? Yeah. Sure. Okay.
So I love this movie. First off, it's a great biography piece, I guess, about Paige. The Rock was not my intention. It was actually Zelina Vega that was my intention as the actor in the movie because she played AJ Lee. But just overall, this was a great wrestling movie. It showed us kind of the rise and fall of what NXT wrestlers go through, people trying to get into the business go through, and how harsh and how negative it can be and how hard it can be on you mentally. But it was also comedic gold. Like, whoever thought you were going to teach a blind kid how to do a cutter? Just saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you pick up the blind kid on the bench, you take him, anyways. Fighting with My Family was a great movie. Oh, God, what's his name? Not Ben Stiller. Who played the snarky...
Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn does a very good job at playing the wrestler who never got the big break and got the brass ring. And I felt very Mick Foley through his character, and it was awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. They did a great job with all the characters that they brought in, and of course The Rock made an appearance and did his Rock thing and made it even better. So, Sandy, how do you feel about this movie? Because a lot of people in North America didn't get it.
What do you mean didn't get it? Like I guess
they didn't get the English dry sense of humor that they brought from it. They understood what they were trying to portray, but they didn't get the other half.
Sure. I mean, as somebody who really loves both The Office UK and Office US, this is like right up my alley. This is not up my girlfriend's alley. Like, she would not be able to sit through this type of humor, this type of dry, not ha 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 hilarious humor, but humor that is just a lot more subtle. That is, I don't know. I don't want to use the snarky term smarter, but it is a little bit of smarter humor that you have to kind of read between the lines to really get the full effect of the joke. Yeah, I mean, like, the cast is also fantastic. Lena Headey, I forgot. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing her name. Like, she's the one that plays Cersei Lannister in Game of Thrones. She's Paige's mom. Obviously, like you've already mentioned, Vince Vaughn, Zelina Vega, The Rock, Buddy from Shaun of the Dead as Paige's dad. Can't remember his name either, but like, the cast is just fantastic. Like, it is one of those movies that I would like to rewatch. I've only ever watched it once, but I would definitely rewatch it. And as a wrestling movie, I think like this is the like this and Glow are probably like the two best products out there in entertainment that represent wrestling in fiction. I don't like introducing people to things like Dark Side of the Ring or anything that like is trying to explain the wrestling business from like this dark perspective. I really like movies like this and shows like Glow where it's a little bit more fun, a little bit more zany, a little bit more kooky, while still telling a serious story at the end of it all. This I recommend far more than something like Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Santi, what's your final one?
My final one's a little bit cheating. Steve, are you aware that I love John Cena? Yeah, I think you're aware. So the movie in question is the new Suicide Squad.
This is in a movie.
What's that?
Are you going with Suicide Squad or are you going with something else?
Well, here's the thing. Okay, this is where I'm kind of cheating. The character in John Cena was in a movie. He was in Suicide Squad, where he played Peacemaker, and he was the best part of that movie alongside Idris Elba. The movie was actually great. It absolutely fixed all the problems with the garbage Will Smith Suicide Squad. The best part of that movie, I've already said, is John Cena's Peacemaker, to the point where James Gunn also agreed and decided to make the Peacemaker show. So I'm cheating. I'm not using Suicide Squad here as much as I love Suicide Squad. I'm using the HBO Max show Peacemaker with John Cena. It is, whether it was John Cena or not, this is just hilarious. This is one of the funniest pieces of dark comedy in the world of superheroes. I think it's better than Deadpool when it comes to rated R superhero stuff. John Cena as Peacemaker is also just perfect casting. Like what The Rock as Black Adam is perfect casting. Like, you think Black Adam, you picture The Rock, right? Henry Cavill, you picture Superman. Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool. John Cena is Peacemaker. Never mind the fact that Peacemaker is this irrelevant nobody superhero that John Cena's acting and obviously like his fame elevated to a superhero that people now want to see in things like the Justice League, that people want to see in bigger movies. All right. Peacemaker is absolutely hilarious. It is absolutely fantastic, to the point where I did the full dance over on TikTok. Steve, you are the one editing this, so I want you to put me dancing to the Peacemaker theme while muting it, because YouTube will flag this. I want my dance so that people can see. And it's going to be weird because now you're going to be seeing the dance without any music. It's just going to seem like I'm a weird psycho Jeffrey Dahmer. Like, I swear I'm normal, but the show is amazing. John Cena is amazing. I mean, I've got my John Cena plushie literally right here, ready to go. Peacemaker.
You're welcome for that, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah. And I have no comment on Peacemaker because I've never seen it. I'm never going to watch it. And that's the end of that conversation. Santi, my final one, and it's a kind of a cop-out too.
Jesus, what are you doing?
Santi, I went with one of the greatest football movies of all time.
Okay.
All time. Considering you've never seen Varsity Blues, which is one of the greatest football movies of all time, I'm going with The Longest Yard.
Okay, take your pick of the litter, because this is cheating.
We're going with the Adam Sandler Longest Yard, and I didn't have to pick one wrestler because virtually every wrestler is in this movie.
All right, here's my question to you. What was your favorite wrestler performance in The Longest Yard? And I'll give you mine too.
I'm going with Kevin Nash.
The estrogen-filled monster.
The estrogen-filled monster. Like, I hated how they portrayed Stone Cold Steve Austin. It really annoyed me because that is not Stone Cold at all.
No.
And it really annoyed me. But the estrogen-filled Kevin Nash next to the great Khali that just played this massive walking robot of like click on, click off, kind of like what did Gallows play? Was it Festus?
Festus.
Yeah, that's how I felt about Khali in The Longest Yard. Like, he was literally just a bigger version of Festus. So, but no, like, the estrogen-filled monster that was Kevin Nash in this movie was one of his best performances ever in any movie. It was so good.
No disagreement. My answer was also Kevin Nash. It's It's a foregone conclusion that he was far and away the best part of that movie. You know what's funny though? I'm gonna give close second to not close second, actually. It's a far second to Kali. I thought Kali in there as just like this psychotic killer that plays ping pong by himself. Dude, it's just so perfect. This movie is so good.
Wait, what was the big guy's name on the other side that Kali hit? And he gets up. He was like the big baby.
Yeah, I know.
He broke in
Yeah,
my nose.
Dude, that movie is so quotable when Goldberg hits Stone Cold so hard that, oh, I think he shit himself.
He did shit himself.
No, that's a good pick. I'm jealous that I didn't pick the longest yard in mine.
Oh, guys, listen, guys, in the comments, let us know your favorite wrestling movies. And if you guys want us to do a part 2 to this, let us know. Like, give us ideas, because we think more of these shorts is what you guys want. Let us know. Santi, where can people find you?
Twitch.tv/SantiZap. I'm there 5 nights a week with the exceptions of Tuesdays and Sundays. I stream 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time all the way through 1 a.m. in the morning. Additionally, you can also find us on the Straight Shoot Discord, which is just launching. So you can find the link in the description to our wrestling Discord, where we are going to be talking wrestling and taking questions for the podcast, etc., etc. This is more of a soft launch. If you're watching this video, it's really actually the first time that we're talking about it. So right now, there's no one except myself and Steve in the server. So if you want to be the first ones there, link in the description right there, fellas.
Hey, you guys can even spam the general chat, being like first.
There you go.
Like you guys do in our TikToks. You can find me on TikTok /Mr. Tesh, and I actually have a new kind of video clip thing coming up. You guys will see it in the next couple of weeks. And you guys follow me on Twitter /Mr. Tesh. And don't forget to go follow our Straight Shoot Twitter. We're going to be a lot more active on there as well.
All right.
Santi?
Thank you very much for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, consider giving it a like, a comment, and subscribe with notifications on if you're listening on audio services like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever you might be listening on. Look for any sort of review feature, whether it's a thumbs up or 5 stars. Just help us out and give us a positive review. It really helps us with those systems algorithms. Thank you very much for listening. Be good people and take care. Cheers.